you hear the word camp, you'll most likely think of a place, an activity, somewhere to go during the summer, just something to occupy yourselves. But to me, camp is a lot more than that. Camp has been a home for the past 8 years. It's been a place to grow and a place to learn. And my initial thoughts were a lot like those thoughts that a lot of you may have. Really that it was just something to occupy myself. And I especially did not want to go just because of the uncertainty that surrounded it. You know, I didn't want to leave my parents. It was 7 weeks away from home. But eventually, I was convinced, just having my older sister there, she kind of led the way, and my parents really being adamant about going to camp. And upon arriving there, I found out some pretty interesting things that, changed my perspective on what camp was. So this is my group at camp. I'd say this is about 7 of us, maybe 6. This is in 2007, so our first summer camp. Kind of looks like a photo from like the Sandlot or something, but basically in this photo, you can see it looks like a group of guys who are really close, and this is when we're all about 9. And what's most interesting about this is the fact that over time, as a lot of friendships tend to diverge, over time we really just become closer. And interestingly enough, a lot of people think that camp, people become friends at camp to begin with because they're all similar. It's for like one class of people, it's for privileged kids. But really, I started to realize that what brought us together in the first place was just that we all faced such similar circumstances going into camp. We all felt the same way. None of us wanted to face those circumstances that were going away from our parents. And really, those friendships, I think, represent what camp is all about. We are so different. We may look like everyone is together in this photo, but there's a lot of quirkiness in this photo. Everyone is extremely unique, and that's what camp does. It teaches you how to deal with other people. It teaches you about yourself, and really how to accept other people's differences, and how to go beyond that, and embrace their differences. So these are 2 quotes from a psychologist, Bruce Muchman, and he works with sleepaway camps and day camps, and he said, a community is constructed that allows participants to get in touch with a sense of life that is larger than oneself. The camp community seeks to satisfy children's basic need for connectedness, affiliation, belonging, acceptance, and safety. I just think that these quotes are a really, really good example of what camp stands for. It creates a community, and it's that sense of belonging to something bigger than yourself that allows kids to achieve happiness on a level that really doesn't have to do with the materialism that is often associated with camp. It's often associated with wealth, and really, once you become a part of this inclusive community, it really is so far from any materialism and that stereotype. I'm going to give you an alternative example of the significance of camp, just something that differs from the friendships I've made. This was a man named Maury Stein, and he owned my camp for 30 years, Camp Echo Lake, and he passed away in 1994 in a plane crash, unfortunately, but his lifelong dream was to provide kids, no matter their economic status, with the gift to go to sleepaway camp, because he realized how impactful it was and the positive influence that it had on kids at the end of the summer. And despite his passing, in the years following, a group of his colleagues, friends, and family that all were really inspired by him successfully carried out his dream. And today, Project Maury is a fully operating year-round program that is dedicated to enriching the lives of inner-city teens. And a lot of these kids, they start them young. A lot of these kids, they come from a background of just hopelessness. Like, they're in communities that you get a sense that they don't have very much, they don't have a lot of goals for themselves. They're kind of surrounded by despair. And Project Maury does so much more than just give them something, give them a distraction. It opens up their eyes to a new perspective that they haven't really considered in the past. And what this program does is it not only provides 7 weeks of camp for these kids, that's just like an ordinary sleepaway camp. They do activities throughout the whole day. There's a strict schedule, but also it's a year-round program. So they really focus on education. They really drill that home. Not only, after camp ends, their experience doesn't end. After that, they meet up in the year. They do, academic programs. But the main point of this program, it really brings to light just what camp stands for, and that is education. Some of the strongest lessons that I've learned in my life had nothing to do with school. I wasn't sitting at a desk. They came to me at camp, and Maury Stein knew that camp had the power to teach kids about themselves and about life as a whole. And not only just that academic side of the program, but providing kids with that valuable experience during the summer allows them to learn. So I'm going to leave you with 3 quotes today, and these are all from campers who finished Morris Camp at the end of the summer. Typically, it was their first summer, and I think this is incredibly impactful. These are troubled teens, like I said. I can do anything if I believe in myself. When people push me to do my best, I achieve higher. I'm not really as bad of a kid as I thought I was. And this is what kids learn after 1 summer at Project Book. Thank you.